I can't believe it.
He's a wizard!
Oh my gosh!
He's a bona fide wizard! Hello! Welcome to Chaosium's Stream of Chaos. I am Dave, and I'm the Keeper of Arcane Lore for this session of Call of Cthulhu. So this is our final session of House of Memphis. It's one of the 5 scenarios contained within the Mansions of Madness. This is my copy, but you can get your own from chaosium.com. So previously we've also played Mr. Corbett, Cracked and Crooked Mance, and The Code, which are 3 of the other scenarios contained within this book. And all of those live plays are available on the Chaosium YouTube. So you can check those out there and consider subscribing so you can see what we do next. It's going to be the 19th hole, which is the other scenario in this book. But from, going forward, you'll want to subscribe to know. As always, I'd like to thank Roll20, Sirenscape, and Web Captioner for being great tools which help us to run Call of Cthulhu. There's links to all 3 of these in the description. Now, as we jump into today's session, last session, the 3 of you journeyed out to the home of Memphis the Great, astounding and missing magician. You had a little root around his home and found enough esoteric nonsense to declare him the killer of the Leary kids who burgled his home a few nights ago. And you went back to Mr. Orson Vaughan and said that his house was booby-trapped, and that's what killed them. That filled your debt to him, but he offered you another job, a way to clean the slate. A message needed to be sent. He wanted that house burnt down, and he was willing to do it himself, but the 3 of you knew that his unknowledgeable goons likely didn't stand a chance, so you have taken on the role yourselves. Your automobile was filled with matches and gasoline, which is rarely a good thing, and you went home to get a good night's rest before a hard night of arson and burning. So as we jump into this scenario, I'll get each of you to introduce your investigators and describe kind of what you did during the day as preparation, because where we're going to pick up play will be as you arrive at the Memphis house as night falls. So Art, why don't you kick us off?
Make sure that I'm not muted. Hi, I'm Art. Thanks, Dave. I play Monkey, who is of indeterminate age, gender, occupation, and at this point, species.
Yeah.
For anyone who is just tuning in, Monkey is not a literal monkey, but they do share a lot of traits with monkeys, predominantly climbing trees and slinging shit. So, Monkey, this point I think we can probably safely say is some form of burglar.
I reckon.
And has spent the day, honestly, resting, like making sure that they've had, a nap so that they are awake and alert in the evening, going through all of their kit, oiling any, tools that need to be taken care of, making sure like their fine leather gloves and like leather shoes are supple and like ready to do some climbing if necessary, and probably also just absentmindedly juggling 2 of those balls that they picked up from the house, just because very fragile glass that may or may not be filled with eldritch horror is definitely a thing you should just juggle absentmindedly.
Either juggle
with one
it
hand,
or give
there's
it
only 2
to
of them.
crime bosses.
Yeah.
That's the motto, right? I'm excited to hear that you've oiled up all your equipment right before going on an arson voyage. That seems like a recipe for disaster, but
there is a difference between dunking them in oil and like oiling them and then wiping off the excess, like you do with any kind of, metal tool.
Yeah, that's probably fair. We mentioned before we started, we were saying Monkey's probably got the most experience with burning things down. This is the third house you guys have destroyed. Has Monkey done an arson mission before? Is this a repeat? Before the stream, I mean.
Yeah, I think they've worked for Vaughn before, and it's probably not the first time. Not necessarily like solo, and not necessarily the main person doing the lighting of the fires, but almost certainly he's been part of a team that's gone in, broken in, left stuff, and then buggered off again without too much hassle. So
Right, well,
they're probably not the first time.
makes sense. Well, you're the most experienced. We'll look to you for leadership. Monkey's fairly prepared and taking things well. Jackson, how's Bradley faring?
Hey, I'm Jackson. I'm playing Dr. Brad Fogarty, psychiatrist to the stars that tend to align. I still gotta work on the phrasing. There's a joke in there. I just gotta get it out. He has, what has he been doing? Probably looking for some leads for some new lawyers, because the ones he's got aren't always panning out. Thanks to some terrible credit rating rolls, they don't really like me anymore. So that's been his primary drive today, because it feels like there's going to be a mess made sometime tonight, and he may need some help digging his way out of it.
Have you considered setting up an alibi, loudly telling people that you'll be, out of town or somewhere else?
That's good. Yeah. Just I don't really have any friends. Just my mother, I guess.
Or are you just assuming the
Mother,
worst?
I'm
and
going out
sourcing
of town.
You? Impossible. You don't have any friends.
I mean,
lie to me,
wow.
boy.
well, family at least.
Yeah, but they don't like him.
Speaking of family,
Unbelievable.
that more or less likes Bradley, Isabella and James.
Yes, I'm James. I'm playing Isabella Watch. But before I jump into my character description, Dave, I have to say I love in your introduction when you pulled up the book and this is my copy, so you can't have this one.
I had the exact same thought.
I just needed to clarify that they
So you
can
love
get
that.
their
This
own
is-
damn book. This one's got
And
my
it can't
notes
be
in it.
that one.
Yeah.
Yes, I am James. I'm playing Isabella Watch, an explorer turned, I suppose, eldritch investigator and a dabbler in arson. I have been establishing an alibi before we went in. I think that legal troubles are quite boring, so I've been chatting to all my friends about how I'm heading out of town to chat to some people about a potential job and all that kind of stuff, being as non-suspicious as I can.
So, are you actually like... Because I always think that just saying that you're going off into the middle distance, they'll call someone, right? Like, do you have a loyal friend, someone who's gonna say that you were there, or someone particularly close?
No,
or is
I'm
this just
hoping
scattering
that-
enough lies around that it'll obfuscate the
I'm
truth?
scattering lies. I'm seeding lies, basically.
All right, excellent, perfect. Well, sounds like a perfect plan.
Yes, and then apart from that, I've got my heavy leather coat. I've dressed for the occasion. I think I've
Smothered in oil.
I feel like that means that I'll go up easier when the fire starts. So I haven't done that, but I am fairly well equipped, shall we say.
If there's any time to bring
you
your
should
equipment,
always
it's now.
oil your leathers. That is important, like to keep them supple and moving. Otherwise, you're just gonna end up in like a T position, like one of those animated things. Where you're like, I can't move.
A T is the strongest shape.
Yeah.
It's well known. All right, so the three of you have hopped into your automobile and driven back to the suburbs where the House of Memphis waits. You did a little like a stakeout as the sun fell, watching some neighbors coming and going, and it's nighttime now. A full moon has risen behind the house, giving enough light to move without the need for torches. And you've parked your car like a few houses down, but close enough for a speedy getaway. As the three of you get out, you open the trunk and look at the sort of 4 or 5 canisters of gasoline, books of matches, little flares you can kind of toss to burn it. If there's any other equipment you think you might have procured, let me know. But you've got sort of burning stuff.
Thinking like some kind of mask or scarf for smoke inhalation. That seems like a good idea.
And anonymity. That's a good thought. Yep.
Yep. Didn't think that through, but yeah, we look like bandits now.
Probably
Marvelous
also
bandits.
various swatches of like, I think linen and or cotton go up really quickly. If I'm remembering my like, what is dangerous if you're wearing it and it gets set on fire? Like how you deal with that?
Yes,
'Cause certain
skin.
stuff burns away from your skin really nicely, and certain stuff becomes liquid plastic and attaches to your skin.
Ugh.
That's
naturally.
true. Cotton wool is
so
good.
I think, yeah, like anything with a high flammability. If there are any textile people watching, please correct me.
I think that's right. I think
linen and
cotton,
cotton do the trick, really.
cotton wool.
The
Yeah.
day I wore gunpowder, it had to be today.
What are the chances?
Yeah.
Well, let's get into the house first. We don't want to be dragging and trying like these things in while we're trying to break in. Now remember, our going theory is that Memphis has somehow bonded himself into the house, and if poltergeistness is true, then he might have the power to interrupt our efforts. I say we head straight to the back door. Monkey, you can get us inside, or if the key doesn't work, which we still have. And then we move everything in. We try and explore the place as best we can. We, make ourselves ready. I want to make sure that we try and dispel whatever strange thing is happening in this house before we set it on fire.
I suppose those orbs might have something to do with it. I wouldn't mind going back and rescuing the rest of those.
Probably worth having a look. All right.
I'd suggest we move most of the equipment we have in the car into maybe some nearby bushes, but not actually into the house itself. If Memphis has control over the house, anything we move inside is at risk of being damaged or destroyed prematurely, if you understand what I mean.
That seems sensible.
So perhaps just somewhere closer than the car so we can grab it if we need it, but, not so close that it's gonna go boom if we don't want it to.
Well, let's move it to the back then. All right. Quickly and quietly.
Okay.
Off we go.
All right. 3 of you get out of the car, and each of you grab a couple of canisters of gasoline. It's pretty heavy and it sloshes, so you have to sort of like hoist it up and then make the short sprint across to the Memphis estate. This is a nice suburb with pretty large plots of land and little trees that divvy up and break lines of sight between the properties. Once you're on the Memphis land, you circle around to the back. There's a little garden there, and you stash the first of the first 3 canisters by a little stone bench next to a pond. Looking up at the house, there are no lights on. You can see one of the windows on the upper level is like cracked ever so slightly, and the curtains on the interior are sort of billowing in the wind. The whole thing stands darkly silhouetted against the moon. What are you gonna do?
Well, all right, let's head to the back door. But as we finish stacking things, then we go past a bush. Good God, someone fell in this. As we look at Bradley's accident from the last adventure. All right, come on.
Okay. I'm going to throw us to the Roll20 screen, and the 3 of you should be able to see the same. So you explored a chunk of it the first time you were here. You know what most of the first floor contains, and you began to look around the second floor. There is also presumably a basement and an attic somewhere that hasn't been looked at, but this doorway that you've been through, the key will fit in the lock, but you haven't been inside just yet. Are you all going the same way, or are you going to split up?
If we want those orbs, it's probably easier for me to just climb the tower again and go in through the roof.
I think we should stick together to start with. Memphis made it clear when he tried to, slip those roof tiles away that he can act. I think we best be close.
I agree, at least until we see if the situation inside the house has changed any since our last visit.
That said, Monkey, if things go bad, you'll be the one to get out, so tell our story.
Right. Apropos of nothing, So like I've played this like fantasy kind of game, and if everyone sticks together, it's really easy to like. I think they call it like a cone.
Right. Okay.
We probably don't want to group together too much because.
Where's that umbrella? Probably was 10 feet long.
10-foot long pole as we go through.
Smacking it down the corridor.
Oh jeez. All right. Okay. I move into the house in 30-foot chunks, taking the dodge action at the end of each turn.
All right. So where do you guys want to go? What's the plan?
Let's go through the door. Let's head inside and we'll rally in the kitchen, I guess.
Okay. All right.
Oh, well, actually, there was no sign of that unique car on the street, was there?
No, not this time. No.
Just
We should have done a block.
Yeah, no, I it's pretty visible. You would have noticed if it was there. All right, so
All right.
the three of you move into this room, and inside you can see that there are rows of shelves containing the props and tricks for Memphis the Great's illusions. Several of them are covered by sheets or locked in little boxes, but some of them, leaning just near the doorway, actually have little tags on them, like you might see at a yard sale, and they have numbers next to them where they were logged as evidence in the police case. Included among them is a large box and 5 swords in a little like a hemp bag next to it. Another is this guillotine with manacles at the base for locking in limbs. There is a stacked pile of boxes that could be entered. There's a trick known as the zigzag girl, where it sort of segments away and it looks like you've been broken in pieces. And there's a large length of rope dangling up above your heads, which also has a little tag on it. Another one of his tricks.
Oh yeah, this is not a safe room to be in. We know that.
Excuse me while I just gloat for being right.
Yeah. All right, let's get out of the room. Quick, into the kitchen. Come on.
All right, you push through and open the door and all move into the kitchen. It looks the same as it did the other day, although you notice that sitting on the the table right in the center, there is a single butcher's knife, perfectly centered in place and unmoving. From here, there is a doorway leading down and towards the basements, and the rotunda before you in the center ascends, but in here it's now much dimmer. The moonlight is filtered through curtains and things, and you can't see quite as much. I'm presuming that you've left the canisters out in the courtyard.
Yeah.
I think you were saying you were going to go back and get them, right?
I will say let's head upstairs, and for reference, as we're edging through the kitchen, I pick up like a metal platter or something like that and hold it in front of me like a shield, edging around. I'm expecting the knife to like fling out at me at any point.
Okay, it's fairly paranoid.
Doing the same, back to the wall.
What, paranoid? It's not paranoid. I'm right. It's Memphis has tried to poltergeist us before.
That's true.
Monkey will do what Monkey does best and keep peripheral vision on the knife to be ready to like tumble out of the way like they used to do in the circus when people used to throw knives, because that's the thing that they used to do.
Okay.
And Bradley will also watch the knife, but with no real plans of what to do if it flies at him.
Ready and
Physicality is not his strength.
Talk to it in doubt.
Just aware of it.
It looked like a sharp kind of knife.
You'll keep an eye on the knife and circle
I keep an eye on
around the
everything. Thank you
table.
very much. I'm like, the knife is very obvious, which makes me think that that's not the
obvious.
problem.
Alright, where are you
Probably a
heading?
cutlery drawer or something that's just gonna. It's like Beauty and the Beast. Cutlery opens. Everybody does.
Oh god. All right, come on.
Great
Let's
shot.
get up the rotunda onto the second floor. We'll have a look through it, and then we can try and figure things out.
What, Cousin Isabella? What is the plan exactly? You said you wanted to like try and banish. I don't know what you mean by that. It's not exactly like Memphis isn't, you know.
I want to.
He's not like a demon.
I don't know. He said he was able to step in between. I just want to make sure. We found so much information from the diary that we took from here. Maybe there's more to find, you know? I don't want to burn the house down if all it's going to do is release his angry spirit upon the world.
That's true. And if we find him, maybe we can talk to him.
Memphis, for what it's worth, if you'd like to
Theoretically
chat.
talk to him now.
Well, I'd feel a little bit silly shouting into an empty house. Let's wait till he manifests or something.
Maybe we can find a chaise lounge you can speak next to.
That'd be delightful.
As you say, you could try speaking to him now. I feel a little bit silly. The door that you came through creaks shut, and you can actually hear a old chain lock slide across slowly.
Oh,
And
God.
there is
Okay, that's how it's gonna be.
pressure. Like when you're underwater, you can just feel pressure building in the area around you of just sort of presence.
Bradley, you might want to let him know what your going rate is for an hourly session.
All right. Mr.
Schwartz. Name is Schwartz.
Mr. Schwartz. I'm sorry to intrude. We were hoping to have a productive conversation with you if you are here.
Keep going.
Can you give me a
Psychoanalysis?
yeah, let's do it. It's going to be
I was waiting for you to be like, can you give me a architecture roll?
yeah,
Maybe
go,
you could. Maybe
go
you
for
could.
psychoanalysis. It's going to be hard to get anything.
Maybe you
that's
can
the
treat
baseline.
Memphis and turn him into a goodie, and then he'll become a house that the world's friendliest house.
All right, well, that's what happens. I got your hard success right here, Dave.
There's no response, not verbally, at least. But there's a moment where you're looking around the room, trying to see if anyone's approaching or if you can hear anything. And when you look back, the knife is no longer in the table. And the rotunda, all of the portraits inside it have changed. Originally, they were
Oh my
Memphis's shows, and they included next to him Josephine Lynch or Hawkins. Now they are all Memphis, and they are all his face filling the frame and looking directly at the three of you. You have something's attention.
Oh my God.
Fantastic. This is progress. I like it.
I'm just gonna
Right.
whisper, keep going, and then sort of start pulling Bradley up the stairs at the rotunda.
Well, I'll walk into the rotunda and stand in the middle of these portraits.
Okay.
Also-
The rotunda is a tall, tower in the center of the building. It goes up, 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 up. And the portraits circle around it, following the stairs as they ascend. All of them have changed, and all of them appear to be gazing at you. And they appear to be gazing at Bradley specifically.
Of course.
Bradley moves in to stand in the center. Monkey and Isabella, where are you going and what are you doing?
I'm getting those orbs.
Okay.
All right, yeah, I'll head up to the top floor as well. I want to check that last room. First of all, I also want to add that we had someone in chat has said if we manage to treat Memphis, it wouldn't be the house of Memphis; it'd be the home of Memphis.
It's
Okay.
true.
All right, Monkey and Isabella begin to make their ascent. Bradley, what do you do?
Healthy like.
Well, Mr. Schwartz, thank you for your time today. I guess if you can communicate with me, I'd like to know how you're feeling. Let me just see if he's got any kind of way to talk back, or if this is just gonna be a one-sided thing, which is okay. I've dealt with patients like that before.
It seems to be pretty one-sided. There's no talking, at least. The other two continue padding their way up the stairs and onto the second level. And Bradley, you feel a pressure beginning to build inside your head. Can you give me a power roll, as I'm going to go back to the Roll20 page, update our lovely viewers. So, Monkey and Isabella, you come out onto the landing following the rotunda. You've come up from this one here, and if you continue clockwise, this leads up to another level. The storage room here is where you found the orbs previously. Are you both heading there?
No, I'm going to check that room at the back.
Okay. So Isabella begins heading up this way, past the... this is like the theater gallery over on the right. A Monkey, where are you going?
Into the storage room.
Okay. Jackson, how did you go in your power roll?
Oh, we didn't roll. Sorry. Rolled. Did not roll.
Oh.
All good. All good in the hood.
You feel something try to push inside your mind, like an intrusive thought, and allow itself to sort of nest and build in there, but you're able to keep control and push it back. As you do, one of the frames holding the posters plummets from the highest point, swinging down past Monkey as they slip around and into the storage room. And as it scatters on the ground, the glass breaks and shatters across your feet. There's no verbal response though.
Well, that's good. That's progress. I like it. All right. I'm sensing frustration and perhaps annoyance at these trespassers, which certainly isn't what we intended. Are you happy with your current state of existence, or was this your intention to bind yourself to this place, or would you like some help being freed? Because we can provide that help. I'm making Dave communicate with me by descriptions of things going
Shattered
weird in the house,
posters.
but that's all right.
The front door swings open and you're looking down at the street, and at your feet, the poster which shattered unfurls, and it reads, Harold Hawkins debuts his greatest act yet. Return to the stage alongside his one-time mentor, Memphis the Great.
Harold did this? Rude.
So as that unfurls, let's go back up to the second level. Isabella, you pad along the hallway. To your right, as you're walking, there's this massive vacuum where you look down at a huge theater. You then swing around and begin to walk along the stairs. There is a bathroom, which as you push open just seems pretty mundane. And then you go past what is clearly Ingrid Schwartz's one-time room. You can see the bed pushed up against the wall has not been used in some time. There's a cupboard filled with clothing and things, but you need to spend some more time to look closer. There is also another door on the far side, which is very much locked.
Oh. And the house key doesn't open it?
The house key does not seem to open it.
I will call for Monkey and say, there's a door with your name on it.
That's creepy.
You have to yell out to Monkey because they're quite a ways away. Monkey, you've moved into the storage room, which has those sort of like the filing cabinets which you've opened previously, and in the center, dominating the space, not physically, but just seems the most interesting, is the puzzle box which contained the orbs. You can barely make out Isabella calling your name.
It's literally the noise Monkey makes. And just kind of looks at the box. Is there any obvious indication that the box has been manipulated since we were here last?
You could make a spot hidden roll. Nothing clear. No.
Well, you're not going anywhere. I hope. Fine. And I'll leave it and scurry in the direction of cousin Isabella, who seems to require my attention. I just hope this box doesn't grow legs and walk away.
Possible.
You go darting across, circling the rotunda, and as you look down, you can see Bradley looking at his feet and at the poster. Bradley, what are you doing?
All right, so you think Mr. Ryans is the one who did this to you, and you'd like to be freed from it. That's what I'm getting. As it happens, we're not great friends of Mr. Ryans either. We believe he's been meddling with things he wasn't meant to meddle with, as you may have found yourself in a similar position. If we could convince Mr. Ryans to undo what he did here, would you like to be freed? Would you like to leave this place? We can do that.
There's no more response this time. Nothing seems to move too much. Seems they've made their case. The door remains open.
All right. Well, with your permission, we'd like to gather more information from this place, learn what we can, and then if there's a chance that we can help you with Mr. Ryan's help, willing or unwilling, then that's what we'd like to do. The fact is, we just don't want anyone else to get hurt in here. That's all we want. And if that lines up with what you want, then let's make that happen.
Okay. Make a persuasion test for me.
Excellent.
Hard base.
This is good.
Far out, mate. You are rolling
I
very
am
well.
on it.
The door remains where it is. Above, you can hear footsteps as the others continue their search, and for a moment at least, you can continue to act.
Oh my god,
You
that
can
dude.
feel the present. You can feel this thing killed several people for trespassing. You are a fucking tightrope walker, my friend. And you can see the rope beginning to sway beneath you. But you just keep on going, see how long you can last. Upstairs, Monkey, you catch up to Isabella, looking at this room with a fairly sturdy looking lock on it.
Hang on. Let me try something. Wait, no, we probably need Uncle Brad for that one.
I was thinking maybe you could get in through a window. I'm gonna check the top floor of the rotunda, but maybe you can get this open or get inside somehow.
Oh no, the lock isn't the problem. I was just potentially going to see if Mr. Schwartz would be kind enough to, unlock it, but because I'd rather we had permission to wander around the house, but I think given that nothing has, stabbed us in the back yet, Uncle Brad might be doing okay.
Yeah.
So, in lieu of having a key, I hope you don't mind. Just sort of says quietly to the air, and then we'll just pull out locksmithing stuff and attempt this.
As you pull out your locksmithing kit, you notice that one of the orbs you're carrying, or both of them, are a flat grey at the moment. And then you begin to make the break the lock. Isabella, are you going to stay for this, or you said you were going to?
No, I want to go and check the top floor.
Okay, you make your way back out and continue the ascent. You emerge.
Ooh.
Way the hell down here. So let's go back to the roll 20. And
Attics, they're always safe.
So
Library.
Monkey, is up here. Bradley in the rotunda at the center, and Isabella has emerged at the bottom. into what is clearly a library. There are rows of tall bookshelves that charge through the room, and you can see that they have a number of interesting topics on them from his years of study and expertise. As you walk into the room, actually, as you get to the top of the stairs, you pause. Can you give me a spot hidden roll, please?
For sure. I can give you one of those. Give me just a moment as I bring up my sheet, and boom. Oh, I will give you 3 points of luck, my friend, for a success.
Okay, nice. Just refreshing the page. There we go. All right. With that, you notice carved above the door frame, there is this crude symbol of an eye that appears to be weeping, and it has little like sigils carved next to it. And it appears to be, it's angled in such a way that its gaze stares down into the doorway and the threshold before it.
I have, oh. I might just move so I'm not aligned with, like, the gaze, if that's all right.
Yep, you step back. You have not, it's like, it looks at the entrance and you haven't stepped through it. You're still standing on the stairs, and you can see further along the library.
Sure. I'm going to yell down to Bradley. I found a bunch of your friends up here.
Friends?
Books, Bradley. There's a library.
Oh, we're still doing that. Very good.
You know, it makes me feel comfortable.
From all the way up here, it's hard to hear one another. You're sort of bellowing back and forth.
I'm running up the stairs at some point.
Okay, Bradley begins to make their ascent. And Monkey, how did you go on your locksmithing roll?
Oh, you didn't ask me to make one.
Ooh,
My bad.
rude.
So let's find out together.
Oh,
Dream
that's how it's
success.
done.
This
We
is
are nailing this.
Once again, this is
Don't say that. Remember what happened last time?
Nope.
Okay, good.
This is a pretty good lock. Not anything, nothing compared to the puzzle box, and nothing compared to things you've cracked previously, but solid lock and clearly custom installed for this doorway. It's not like other ones in the house. As you creak it open, you can see that this room is filled with partially assembled props, pieces of wood, metal, blueprints and designs, and this is the workshop of Axel Schwartz, where he makes his new tricks. There is also, at the base in the floor, there is a hatch, which presumably leads straight down to the room below, which would be the prop room where things are stored, and is probably actually obscured from the lower level. As you creak the door open and walk inside, you can see there's like a sewing machine where he creates his costumes. It begins to tick, rotating by itself, the needle driving up and down and up and down, and there's no cloth in it. It just starts running in the corner.
Okay, I was just wondering what was in here. This looks very private, so I'm going to leave this alone, and your secrets are yours. I hope that's okay. And I'm just gonna I am going to take a glance around the room to see if there's anything immediate that I can see that sticks with me, but I'm not gonna go futzing through things. I'm just gonna stand in the doorway and be like, I'm gonna leave now, and take a look.
You can give me a spot hidden roll to see if there's anything obscured.
Hey.
It hasn't. Oh, there it is. He has been rolling well tonight. Looking around the room, you can see that there are locked cabinets where he keeps blueprints and designs. There are journals for his ideas and things. But this does seem more related to the magician side than sorcerer. It's about stage magic.
Then in that
you
case,
also
I will...
do get the impression that this is somewhere you're not really supposed to be,
Yeah.
with the number of locks on.
Yep, I'll just be like, thank you for letting me sate my curiosity. This This is very cool. I hope you get back to it one day. And I'll slink out and I will relock the door.
Okay.
Specific, like it's not closed. I will take the time to relock it as a gesture of good faith.
Noted. All right, you lock the door. Bradley ascends to the second floor, and Isabella walks down just enough that the three of you are kind of gathered on the landing for a moment. What are you doing?
Well, I think I had a very productive conversation with Mr. Schwartz, and I am of the opinion that we don't need to burn down this house today.
Listen, I think that the library is probably a good bet. Bradley, do you want to have a search through it? I might have a look for a phone. Based on your conversation, we might want to place a call to Harold Hawkins, and
I think we should get him here.
I turn to Bradley and I say, yes. Well, I think it's best if we bring Harold Hawkins here as Memphis commands. And my eyes are saying no, but my words are saying, like, I'm trying to give the house a little more of a reason to trust us.
Well, you can give all the eyes you want, but Bradley actually think that's a great idea. So, yes, Isabella, I think that is a good idea.
Oh,
If we can get Mr. Ryans here, then we can persuade him to tell us what he's done and get more information and hopefully undo what he's done. And, well, failing that, perhaps Mr. Schwartz and Mr. Ryans can have a productive conversation and come up with something that way.
right. Well, okay. I'll listen. He's a wealthy man. There must be a phone around here somewhere, and I presume that he'll have Hawking's details, some kind of address book. Do you want to go and take a look at the in the library, see if you can find anything interesting? Oh, and there's a strange eye carved above the door. I'd hate for you to fall 3 stories down a trapdoor or something like that. So,
Carefully as she goes.
Okay. The three of you split up and continue your search. So Bradley's going up to the library. Isabella, you haven't seen a phone yet, but logic dictates maybe the sitting room down in the lower level would
All
suit.
right.
Monkey, where are you going?
I don't know where I'm most useful at this point. We're not exactly doing anything you need me for currently. Is there something you want me to do right now?
Well, perhaps maybe you find the phone. I'll try and help Bradley up in the library then.
I mean, you mentioned traps. That's not something I'm awful at.
Oh, that's a good idea. Maybe do you want to play shepherd to Bradley? Make sure he doesn't get hurt.
Okay.
Go through doors first and such. Like a sturdy umbrella.
Like a canary.
We seem to
in a
have an
cage.
understanding. We seem to have an understanding with Mr. Schwartz, but I would appreciate the extra pair of eyes.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Schwartz, we're going to go and find a telephone and we're going to call Hawkins.
All right.
Is our intention.
Monkey and Bradley begin to ascend the stairs, going past the offshoot, which heads into the storage room, while Isabella goes back down. Now, Isabella, I need you to make a fast talk roll for me.
Sure.
Because you are, based on previous discussion, I just need to see if
Yep.
Memphis might begin to...
Can I have advantage because of no? All right.
Oh, sorry. Make your argument. I'll hear the case and then I'll dismiss it.
Because Bradley loudly and positively and genuinely said, yes, let's do that.
What?
I mean, I get like the intention is now
I
we
don't
are
think
gonna
not in this
Fair
one.
enough.
No.
Oh, I want to succeed this.
I'll bet you do.
I'm gonna burn a ton of luck. Yeah,
Yikes.
let's do it.
Okay, all right. Just so Yeah. Okay.
Yep. That is 33 points of luck.
Wow.
Yikes.
That's what it's for.
Okay. All right. What does that put you down to?
2.
What? Why have you done this?
Woof. Okay. All right.
Do I have the most luck now?
I reckon you might. All right, Isabella,
I'm
you
on
continue
5.
down the stairway, and for now, it seems as though the house, while its presence continues, you can feel yourself being watched as you pass the posters, and as you step over the glass in the frame with Harold Hawking's face looking up at you, you pad across the floor and walk into the sitting room. So, the sitting room is a really nice area, and on a summer day, you can just picture, it's got all these like glass windows that encircle it. You'd be able to look out over the garden, see the sun rising, have a little coffee and tea, just beautiful stuff. There is a phone installed just next to a large, comfortable armchair, and there's a little address book next to it as well, which would contain his contacts. It's like under it, just enough to give it some privacy, but easily found.
Right. Yeah. I will go through it, and I will attempt to find Hawkins.
Okay. You sit down and begin to thumb through the book. As that happens, can you please give me a spot hidden roll? And while you make that roll, let's go back up. So, Monkey and Bradley, you go up the rotunda, and looking for it, given that Isabella's flagged it, you can clearly see this sigil carved in the doorframe looking down at the entrance. Monkey?
I just, as we walk past the storage room, I'll say, Uncle Brad, I think the other orbs might be important. I'm not sure
Yes.
if, Mr. Schwartz is going to be super keen on us removing them, but I do think they are important.
No, I agree. I think we should certainly borrow them for the time as we learn more and as we gather more resources to help undo whatever Hawkins has done. I think we should have them.
Okay, should we do that before going into the library?
Let's just drop in and grab them out.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So we'll duck into the storage room, and I'm going to, remembering what I did last time, very carefully go over the box again, making sure that everything is in the place it needs to be before unlatching the last trap and opening it up again.
Done. You swing it open, and with 3 orbs previously removed, 4 remain. And all 4 of them are currently tinted purple.
I peek into one of the ones in my pocket.
Purple.
Were they different colors before?
They were gray. They're usually gray, but now they're purple.
Well, now.
Can you said one person can kind of carry 3 of them ish?
Main pockets do you have? I mean, you can carry 3. It's just that they're kind of all, like, they're baseball size, so they're a bit clumsy to carry a bunch of, and they are a bit fragile.
Uncle Brad, if you could, and I'll like pluck 2 of them out and give them to Bradley, and then I will pull the other 2 and pocket them. So I think I've got 4 on me now, with the intention of possibly handing 2 over to Isabella at some point, so that
You probably have like 2 or 3 in your pockets, and then just be carrying the remainders for the time being. Bradley, you might like, if I imagine you with like a little tweed jacket or something, so you could have them stuff like the hand holes or something.
Of course.
All right. Downstairs, Isabella, you succeeded your spot hidden roll.
Yes, I did. I succeeded. Not a hard success, just a regular success.
All good. I actually realized it's probably the wrong skill. What's your listen score?
Oh no.
That would be a success on my listen score.
In the distance, quite some ways away, you can hear the roar of Memphis's car. Presumably approaching, but it is a ways away still. But you're able to hear that like distinctive sound.
I will yell up the stairs. Lynch is coming.
The two of you can hear it, but it's faint. What are you doing? Well, what's everyone doing? Where are we all going?
I am going to wheel around and yell at the walls.
Okay.
Yo, what?
I think that we're only like sort of okay here as long as Memphis doesn't have allies and stuff like that. And I still think that Memphis wants something out of it. So I wheel towards one of the portraits, and I will yell if Lynch drives in, then I will guarantee it. You will never see Hawkins.
Hell yes. Make an intimidation roll.
Here we go. Extreme success.
Oh my!
Out.
What is
These
this?
social rolls have been crushed. Okay. So you yell if Lynch comes.
If Lynch drives in, you will never. I guarantee it. You will never see Hawkins.
Davis is like thinking in bricks and mortar. A house do.
You made him look at the book. Is he looking at the book?
So you're in.
Is this not in your notes?
Dave, come on. You should have planned for this, buddy.
Someone
As
try.
you-
Is there a
as
section
you-
for intimidating the house?
Okay. With this successful roll, you have drawn Memphis's attention. You have telegraphed your threat, and it has been recognized as a reality. Monkey and Bradley, as you're on the rotunda, you've like divvied out the orbs. Suddenly, they go grey and opaque. Downstairs, in the room Isabella's standing in, suddenly all of the windows shift to mirrors like in a fun house, and they surround you, and the door that you came through changes to be the same thing. You're surrounded by yourself looking inwards, and two things are going to happen. One, I need a sanity roll from you.
Mm-hmm. That's very
And
fair.
then I'm going to
Just
need a
Isabella?
power test. Just Isabella.
All right. Here comes the sanity roll. That's a hard success.
You're good? No penalty?
Power
No,
test.
Make.
Fail.
Okay. You are going to feel, as this happens, they lock all around you, and then suddenly standing over the shoulder of one of your mirror images, you can see this short man with dark eyeshadow all around his eyes, styled like a sort of like that Egyptian pharaoh kind of twisting thing over the edges, and he's got a tall golden headdress with an ibis at the very highest point. He's dressed in robes, but they kind of manifest around him as he steps forward and places a hand on your shoulder in the mirror, and you can feel it touching your physical piece as well. He then reaches up with the other hand, cups the side of your neck in the mirror, and jams it to the side, snapping your mirror's neck and sending it crumpling down to the ground. You, the physical you, feel your neck twist and shift. You are going to lose 5 sanity points and immediately induce a bout of madness. Can you please make an intelligence check?
Absolutely.
Actually,
All
sorry,
right,
I don't
lose.
think it's the intelligence check. I go straight to a D10. Roll 2 D10 for me, please.
All right.
Okay. Sorry, Dave. We shouldn't have made fun of you. Sorry.
No, we should have.
1 and 4 for duration.
Okay, nice. Upstairs, as the two of you get to the landing, you see the things shift from sort of like lilac to suddenly opaque grey, and the door slams closed, and it cuts off Isabella as she's just finishing talking. You can hear it carrying there, suddenly clicks shut, and you don't hear the remnant. What are the two of you doing?
Opening the door.
So you're rushing down to the lowest point.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw an arm in front of Uncle Brad and be like, wait.
There's been some kind of misunderstanding. We just need to get down there and straighten it all out.
I'm pretty sure Memphis can hear you wherever we are. You could try and sort it out here.
Mr. Schwartz, we'd like to sort this out. Maybe we could go down and join our friend Isabella, and we can have this conversation here.
Make an intelligence roll for me, please.
Yeah. Okay.
And take a bonus dice.
Very kind. 22 is hard.
Okay. The bonus dice is effectively going to be Monkey assisting you. As you talk, you actually realize that Memphis being able to hear you wherever you are is not the case, and currently there is 0 response, and you piece together those orbs being grey seems to indicate he is elsewhere at the moment, and you are not presently being observed. His attention is focused on Isabella Watch.
I think the orbs show where he is. If we go downstairs towards Isabella, I reckon the color will come back into them.
Well, okay, but if he's not here, then would that not be an ample time to find information while he's not watching us?
I don't think he has a problem with us finding information. I think Isabella's done something to upset him, and I'd rather like to go down and straighten it out.
Okay.
You can stay up here if you like.
Where are you
Okay.
going? What are we doing?
Downstairs back toward Isabella. But where is the door that slammed shut?
The one into the sitting room, which is on the lower level.
Oh, that's where Isabella is.
That's right.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, I thought she was still in the rotunda for some reason. All right, I'll run on down there.
Okay, so you head down, and Monkey?
I am assessing where that eyeball is looking. Does
Okay,
it
so you're
cover
gonna
the
head
entire doorway, or does it
Back up,
not?
stop. It does you could give me a spot hidden roll, which is going to be kind of trying to measure up the. It looks like it's covering the whole doorway. I mean, you can't see like a field of view from it or anything, but it's carved directly above the door frame and angled so that it looks down straight onto it. You'd probably need to succeed an occult or Cthulhu mythos roll to know much more about this. Seems to be a symbol of some sort.
I'm willing to try.
Okay. Occult or Cthulhu mythos?
I don't have a cold, so I'll try mythos.
Go for it.
I don't think I'm going to succeed this, but on the
It's a
off
chance.
chance. It's 7%. But at least I don't automatically go mad.
That's right. You look at it, you don't recognize exactly what it is. It seems to be surveying the doorway. Your heart's beginning to beat faster as this is happening. The adrenaline's kind of pumping through you, and downstairs you can hear Bradley gets to the doorway and you like jiggle it, and it's locked from the inside, and there's no sound from within. Isabella, your bout of madness is amnesia for 4 rounds, and what happens is as you open your eyes, you've forgotten where you are and what you're doing, but additionally, each of the figures standing in the mirrors around you are yourself in different stages of your life. You've got one where you're just sort of like a babe on the ground, and there's like you as a child, you when you went through like your college phase, and then they continue on as well. And then the last one, standing in the mirror that is secretly the doorway, looks to be your old self, dead on the floor, and standing over it like the Grim Reaper is a man that the viewers will know as Memphis, but Isabella has no idea who they are. What is your instinct?
How much memory have I lost? Am I still have I lived the experience of the cracked crooked Manson, Mr. Corbett?
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
it.
In which case, I think I've had enough investigator training to know something's up. I have no idea what's going on, but I know in this kind of situation, Isabella's response is to panic, basically, and attack. So I slide my baton out from my coat, I run towards this figure, I smash the mirror, and then I will proceed to go one by one, smashing mirrors with my my baton.
Amazing. Can you please give me a strength roll?
Absolutely. Could I argue a fighting brawl?
If the intent
Go
is
on.
just to smash the mirrors, then yes.
Sure, yeah, the intent is to smash the mirrors.
Go for it. Make a fighting brawl roll.
A success.
Okay. You go to the first one, and as you smash the mirror, you see Memphis's face leering down at you. You break it, and he shatters, and then he turns up in the next one to the right, and then so you smash that one as well, going along one after one after one. The door, which once the mirror breaks away, you can see the frame behind it jiggles several times as Bradley tries to get inside, but you continue your assault, circling the room and breaking each one as again and again Memphis manifests and manifests and manifests. Bradley, what are you trying to do?
Have a quick look down at the orbs. What color is the ones that I have?
Purple. Deep.
Excellent.
Royal purple.
All right, I'm knocking on the door, banging on the door, calling out, Isabella, I'd like to get in there. Whatever is happening, can you please try to open the door? Let me in, Mr. Schwartz. We're gonna figure this all out. Just give us a second, will you?
Can you give me a persuasion? Actually, yeah, give me a persuasion roll. I think to get through to Isabella from this roll.
I was going to say psychoanalysis might be
Yeah,
useful.
I could see psychoanalysis as well, actually, because that is for kind of. I think psychoanalysis as a skill can be used to purge temporary
If I can
insanity.
keep that roll, it would have been hard either way.
Okay,
Not
and you know what,
success.
through the door as well. I think that's pretty tough. So, Isabella, you can hear Bradley hammering on the door, and you can hear his voice pulling you back. And as he does, the memories, recent, begin to come back to your mind. Your condition is going to end. Your memories return as you smash the last mirror, and they sort of scatter down to the ground, and the wind rushes in from outside as you've broken all of the windows looking out from the rotunda, and the dark trees around the house of scrape at the interior, pulling at the curtains. You hear another roar of the engine as the car turns onto the street, and for a moment the beams of the headlights sweep across the house. What's everyone doing?
I take a few deep breaths. Just for convenience, I'll say I'm standing towards the back of the room where I smashed the last mirror, which I guess was me as a baby or something. And I'll say, right, and I bend down towards the phone, I yank out the cable, destroying it. He's not getting Hawkins.
Okay, all right. You reach down and break the cable. Monkey, what are you doing up on the top level?
I have, if I may, I would like to have slid the length of the banister,
Very cool.
legged it out to where we stashed the gasoline, and I would have liked to get, this is my plan, however long it takes me, get back into the prop room, and I'm going to start dousing the props.
Okay, all right, hell yeah. Give me a dexterity check, and we'll see how far you've gotten.
Hell yeah.
Hard success.
Pretty good. All right.
Nice.
You leap onto the banister and begin to slide down it to the lowest level.
Dude,
you
is
hit
this
the
a
ground.
success enough that I could literally have, like, skateboarded? Like,
Hell
jump
yes.
with 2 feet?
Hell
and, like,
yeah.
Always. You're also still carrying the orb as you're swinging down the banister, tumble on the ground level and into the kitchen where you begin to sprint through, breaking through the prop room's door. And as you get into this room and begin to head towards the back where the gasoline is stashed, you can see that the bag which the swords had been stashed in has been sliced to shreds. The rope hanging on the ceiling has retied itself into a noose which swings directly in front of the doorway, and the boxes for the Zigzag Girl routine have shifted and restacked themselves into 2 independent piles. You begin to maneuver your way through these as we'll go back to Bradley and Isabella. Bradley, you jam on the door again, slamming into it, and after a moment, it gives, splintering just enough that you're able to push it open, and the 2 of you can speak. What do you want to do?
He attacked me. It's the truce is over.
Well, what did you do? Did you provoke him?
Provoke him doesn't matter, Bradley. He attacked me.
It does matter. We're trying to help him here, Isabella, and I really can't have you threatening and assaulting my patient.
Lynch is at the door.
Right. Maybe we should make our exit then.
Maybe we should go through her.
We should confront her.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna sort of turn towards Bradley and say, Bradley, this place needs to go up. He's not your patient. He's a cursed maniac.
He's a tortured spirit, and we owe it to him to help.
Owe it to him to help. He just tried to kill me.
Yeah, and he's gonna try to kill more if we don't do something to change things.
Let's change it. Let's burn the place down.
Just give me a few moments to think, will you?
All right. I'll pull out my gun, spin the chamber shut, and aim it at the door, and say, "You've got until she comes in."
Okay. Monkey begins skirting their way through the prop room, and you can get to the door at the back. None of the things move too much, but you're keeping an eye on them, and you sort of skirt around them to the back where you break open and can see the garden before you. You're making your way towards the canister, and I'll update your position on the map. So you're making your way towards the canister. Bradley is in the center of the room, surrounded by shards of glass, and just trying to get a moment of quiet so he can get his thoughts together. And Isabella spins a revolver and levels it out the window, where a couple of the curtains sort of flip in the breeze, and you can see the headlights illuminating the house. The door slides open, and Josephine Lynch steps out, smartly dressed, with a hat sort of perched over her hair at a rakish angle, and in her hands she has a Tommy gun, which she snaps a drum magazine into and cocks it to load. From the passenger seat steps Harold Hawkins. His hands have been bound, and as Josephine swings the gun to point it at him, she goes, "All right, nothing funny. You get in that house and you make this right." And he begins to step towards the door. What's everyone doing?
All right, I'll whisper to Isabella. Going out there, they don't need to know that you're here. Take this orb. If it's colored, it means Memphis is nearby. If it's gray, he's not.
Okay, Bradley, I hope you know what you're doing.
I don't, but that's okay.
I will take a sniper's stance in the window.
Okay. So I'll take it you're aiming and you have a ready pistol, so if something goes wrong, you will add to your dexterity. However, I'm also considering Josephine Lynch to have a weapon ready to go, so she will add it to hers as well. Bradley, was that your circling back out and going to the front door? Is that right?
I'm gonna go to the front door with my hands up, yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to move you around and through to the rotunda. Monkey, you get to where the gasoline is stored and begin to heave it up and move it towards the house. Can I please get a strength roll from you?
You're pretty strong, right, Monkey?
Not terrible. You may have 2 points.
2 points?
Hell
yeah. You grab one of them, and you can take one and be back in the prop room, or you can have two and be making your way there. Which would you prefer?
May I have one and a decent amount of cloth?
Sure,
/ a fuse.
I presume you've got stuff like that jammed in your pockets. Yeah.
Oh, well, I will have one and essentially be back in. Yeah.
All right, awesome. You grab it and drag it for a little bit and then heave it up over your shoulder. The whole thing sloshes a bit and you begin to crouch and dart over towards the prop room. Let's just go back to the map quickly and I will re-update everyone on positions. So, Monkey making their way back into the prop room. Bradley stepping through the rotunda. Isabella crouched in the window, a gun drawn and leveled at Josephine Lynch's head. Josephine Lynch has a Tommy gun trained on Harold Hawkins, who is stepping nervously up the stairs. Isabella, can you please make a stealth roll to not be noticed? And you can take a bonus dice on this. As Lynch, walking up now, goes, Axel, Memphis, my great and only love, I've done this, as you have asked. Take this sniveling worm and walk the stage with me again. Harold Hawkins is like elbowed in the back and he stumbles up the stairs and he clearly sees something in the doorway because he goes, no, it's impossible. I killed you. As Bradley gets to the front. Isabella, would you like to push the roll?
No, I'll stand up and make myself clear.
Oh, fuck yeah. All right, you stand up and train the gun on her. As Bradley, you get to the front door. What do you want to do? You can see through the glass. Hawkins, it's like he's looking at you, but he's seeing something else, and he is terrified, white, but he's beginning to raise his hands, still bound, and form a symbol with them.
They've seen me, presumably.
He seems to be seeing something else. He's looking right at you, but he looks terrified. You don't know.
So this is like a glass door, is that what you're saying?
It's a physical
big
door, but it's
window.
got like a stained glass
Yeah,
design in the center of it. Yeah.
Is the door open?
Nope, closed.
Okay.
And Isabella doesn't seem to have seen me? Oh, sorry, Lynch?
She's probably about to look at Isabella, who's just stood up and leveled a gun at her head, so I think she's distracted.
Well, I'm inclined to just hang back and watch and see what he's doing, to be honest.
Okay, alright. You get to the front. You go, actually,
Because I feel like we're on Lynch's side at this stage.
okay.
I feel like I'm on Lynch's side.
Okay.
She just wants him to undo what he did. That's okay with me. That helps out Memphis. Memphis is the problem, is the tortured soul here.
I'm not
Let's,
sure that's entirely right, but it's a theory.
Bradley is.
Okay, that's good. That's good. All right, you get into the doorway and you pause for a moment to see how things unfold.
I just want
Isabella,
to see what happens.
you fail the roll, you crouch down, and then you realize, fuck this, and you stand up. What do you do? What do you say?
I yelled, drop the gun.
Okay. Make an intimidation roll. It is going to be hard, at the very least.
Let's give it a shot. Ooh, where's my intimidate? Oh no, here we go.
Tension.
Nah.
Oh, it hasn't come through yet. All right, you yell, drop the gun. She says, oh, hell no, and squeezes the trigger, swinging it around to point at you. What is your dexterity plus 50, I believe?
My dexterity plus 50 is...
Ooh, Lynch is quick.
105.
Lynch is faster. She has 70 plus the 50 from the ready gun. So you yell, drop it. She goes, hell no, swings around and begins to squeeze the trigger as it lances across the side of the rotunda. The sitting room. Bullets whiz past, and Bradley, where you're standing in the doorway, suddenly the glass shatters in front of you as bullets begin to embed into the side of the house.
Oh my God.
The fucking crack of gunfire fills the suburbs. It's just now a matter of time before police start getting called. Isabella, the curtains in front of you begin to like shred as a hail of gunfire comes through. Do you want to throw yourself to the ground and give Lynch a penalty dice? All right.
No, I don't.
In that case, I'm going to give her a bonus dice for being within point blank, and let's see how she goes.
Oh God.
Oh,
Goodbye.
That is not good. All right. Sometimes, so that is 12 plus 7 is 19 because it's impaling. 19 points of damage. As you level the gun, she swings around, pulls the trigger, and you just get hit square 1, 2, 3 in the chest. I presume that's a major wound.
Immediate death.
Holy
as I collapse under a
shit.
hail of gunfire.
Okay. Bradley, you hear Lynch squeeze the trigger. You hear the gunshot explode, and there's no retort from Isabella. You're sure she would have fired the gun. Hawkins screams and holds his hands aloft, and the air ripples around it. And then when he wrenches them back down, the doorway in front of you twists and splinters as needles of wood begin to rocket out, and the house around you begins to tremble with like deep screaming laughter. It's not verbal. You can just fucking feel this thing is laughing at everything that's happening. The orb in your hand, clutched, is deep royal purple, and the ground underneath Isabella is stained blood red. Monkey, you get into the prop room. You've got the gasoline over your shoulder. One of the orbs in your hand, it's grey. What are you doing?
I am tossing this gasoline all over the props, all over the room. I'm emptying the thing out. I'm going to take what I've got as a fuse, wrap it around the handle of the gasoline bottle, which I'm going to leave in. I'm going to get back outside. I'm going to light it.
Hell yeah.
As you finish, like, you're dousing it, just dragging a trail over all the props and things.
No, I'm not, this is not meticulous. This is just, I'm emptying this onto the floor because this place is made of wood. It's enough to get a nice little roar going if possible.
It's enough
and I'm
to
keeping
get
a very close eye on that orb.
It is definitely enough to get it started. However, the more time you spend, the more gasoline you upend, the more likely it is that this is going to take. And I mean, to fully bring down the house, you'll probably want to scatter gasoline in several different locations.
Okay. How... All right, if I know that, then that is what I'm going to start doing, is I'm going to start scattering. While that orb is grey, I'm going to start just scattering gasoline in as many places as I can. Okay. And if I need to go out and grab another canister, I will.
Okay.
But I'm trying to do this as expediently as possible.
All right. You upend the gasoline in this room for basically this round of combat, and it's soaked into the floorboards and everything, and then you're preparing to go back and get more. We will go to initiative order or dexterity order, which I should have already bloody done. So Josephine Lynch has definitely acted. Hawkins. Bradley, what do you do, man?
Does Bradley have to make a sanity check at watching dear old Isabella die?
You know what? He absolutely does.
You don't gotta make it like that.
Absolutely does.
Oh, yeah, you do. Monkey doesn't know yet.
Roll, man. Hot dog.
Is that a fumble?
That's a fumble.
Fumble.
All right. I'm sure there's an. Here we go. Witness a friend's violent death. Violent death check. Friend. It's better, baby. It's family. It's a D6, which is going to be maximized to 6 points. That is one fell swoop. Does that also tick your indefinite?
I was on 44, so I have to lose 8, so not quite.
Okay, all right. Go ahead and make an intelligence roll for me.
Oh no.
There it is.
Oh, he realizes
Bam.
Isabella's dead, and Isabella isn't coming back. Roll 2d10 for me, please. First will be the madness, the second will be the duration.
All right. Number 3 for 9 rounds.
Take a number 3.
Number
yes!
3!
Yes!
Number 3!
Red mist, baby! Bradley, you see fucking red, man. She just killed your cousin. Yeah, rage. All you can hear is your heartbeat thundering in your ears. You had an agreement with Memphis. You knew that this was gonna, this could have been resolved peacefully, but now people are bringing out fucking guns. 9 rounds, all you can think of is kill. What do you want to do, man?
All right, let me burst through that door. I don't know if it's easier to open the door and just
it's
fly through the
splintered, man. You can go
glass.
straight through. Hell yes.
All right, I burst through the glass, collapsing on top of Hawkins, making for Lynch.
Okay, all right. Yeah, you barrel through Hawkins as he casts some occult nonsense, and you get in front of Lynch, who is still just firing into the sitting room, just shot after shot. What do you want to do? Do you want to try and take her to the ground?
Yeah.
All right, give me a.
I'm hoping I took it by surprise.
Yeah, hell yes. Take a bonus dice, man. No one expects the
Excellent.
professor.
I was rather hoping that because I'm gonna need it. Fighting brawl is 25. Here we go. Oh, that's weird. It just rolled one die.
Maybe just roll a d100 if that doesn't work.
Let me just
You can try
run that again.
There we go.
Okay, 45 over 25 with the bonus die. 25.
Oh, that's good.
Block.
That's good.
Oh
So
no, hold on.
Rad.
That first roll was a 6. Was a 0-6.
was it?
Oh my god. It
Oh,
Yeah.
holy hell, dude. And the second roll was.
That's actually not an extreme for me.
Do you have
0-6 is
enough
not an
luck to
extreme.
make it an extreme?
Do you have enough
Oh, I do
luck?
have a single point of luck, yeah. All right, yeah.
Is that
can I
genuinely enough? If you have 1 point of luck, you can. Yeah.
my brawl is 25, making a 6 into a 5 is an extreme.
Do you want
Extreme.
that gun?
Yeah, I'll have it. Thanks.
All right. You go barreling over the wizard, tackle Lynch, who like tumbles backwards, slamming her head on the ground, and you wrestle the gun from her. Half the magazine's already empty, but you're holding it as you now stand above. I'll also deal some damage to her, so you don't have a damage bonus, do you?
Hell no.
I'll go ahead and maximize it.
My
she's taking a
brawl
hit,
is
but she's-
D3.
She's still up, yeah. I'll max it, so 3 damage.
Excellent.
All right. Fogarty's got a gun. All right. I think that's the round. Let's do initiative properly this time. Monkey, what's your dexterity?
80.
Okay. Yeah, congratulations. You're first.
Great. Getting that gasoline into more areas of the house. Try and set this fucker on fire.
All right, so from the prop room, just pouring it out behind you, you begin to walk into the kitchen, just dousing cupboards and things.
Oh no,
where the
if
food
I have
splashes.
the option, I'm not going for the kitchen next. I'm going for the theater. I know how to hurt this person.
Oh, you
Oh.
bastard. All right, you walk into
And
the theater.
currently, the only reason Monkey is doing this, to be clear, is because the house hurt Isabella.
Mm-hmm.
Because Monkey doesn't know yet, so this is still the house hurt Isabella. Fuck the house.
All right, you get into the theater room and begin to douse gasoline, splashing.
There
on
should be some really nice
curtains.
curtains in here, like
along, like, the
huge,
curtains.
heavy velvet curtains.
You get up onto the stage and begin to pour it along the wood. As you're up there, you can see that all the walls in this room are huge mirrors so that Memphis can practice his performances. And as you're spilling the gas,
I'm keeping an eye on one of the orbs as well.
you see it begin to shift into purple.
I'm gonna throw the orb at the mirror. I'm gonna ditch the orb as hard as I possibly can at the mirror.
Okie dokie. There's no roll needed because can't miss a wall. You whip the orb at the mirror, and at the moment before impact, you can see it's like those magic eye illusions or something where it's like if you cross your eyes you can kind of make it out. It looks like the curtains and things, just the shape of everything around seems to be forming a vague face shape just in the mirror and the reflection. When it cracks, the mist, the fog inside begins to escape, rolling out, except it doesn't follow the laws of fog, which I'm no expert on. It sort of coats the ground and the walls and the ceiling above, creating a cage which surrounds you. And inside, in the fog, you can see a face beginning to sort of like push through it and emerge, and the whole thing rolls into purple. Elsewhere, Bradley's orb goes grey. We will continue Monkey's scene when it is Memphis's turn. So next is Lynch. From the ground, she goes, She goes, Christ, get the hell off of me. And she reaches into her hat and draws a hairpin out of it, this long needle, I think.
Hat pin.
And she goes to, hat pin, sorry. And she goes to jab it up under your ribs. Would you like to make a fighting brawl, dodge, or gun?
If I can riposte with a gun, I will riposte with a gun.
Yeah, man. So
Firearm.
this uses
Go berserk for
this
another
technically
9
uses
turns.
the submachine gun skill. Do you
Which
have
I
any
imagine
firearm
is
skills?
based. No, I got 20 handgun, 25 rifle,
Base,
so I imagine
it's
it's just
gonna-
base 10.
It's going to be base, yeah. Oh, sorry,
Which is 10.
Base.
Base 25
Base
for
25, I think.
firearms.
I can check that.
Really? For submachine gun?
think so.
Submachine
I
gun
think so.
might be, since it's a specialized weapon, base
I think
1 actually, but
I don't think so. I think it's 25.
I think it's 10.
Okay.
I think it's
alright.
10.
default
Why don't you
rifle
roll and
is
we'll see if it
25.
remotely matters, and then I'll look it up as we go.
All right, I'll just roll a regular old 100. 70. No.
All right. So the hat pin like jams up under your ribs. She deals 3 points of damage to you, as you can see blood slicking down it, and then she withdraws it from your chest.
Sorry, how much damage?
3 points.
3?
3 points.
Does
that was
does
Lynch.
point blank range matter for riposting?
Oh, you know, no, I wouldn't say so. If anything, it'd be harder, really. Like, she's right up under you, I think.
Especially with a Tommy gun, yeah.
Oh, I stand corrected. Hawkins actually goes first. Well, you know what? He can go now. That's easy. Okay. All right, hot dog. She jams the needle up under you, and then Hawking stumbles backwards and repeats the hand motion, and then screams as he casts another spell, but this time his face begins to like bubble a little bit. You can see a nosebleed running down that drips into his mouth, and his eyes bulge with the strain. He's chewing into hit points to do it.
Please tell me he's aiming at Lynch.
He's aiming at Lynch. Yeah, hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
This spell has killed several people before, so let's see how it goes.
Is it the channel the strength of the opener of the way?
Fist of Yog-Sothoth.
Oh, she's gonna get splattered.
So, he's got 10. Far out. Yep. I'm kind of sorry, I'm just reading the spell to make sure I got all of it. Okay, here we go. Gotta roll some numbers.
It's gonna leave a nice crater in the center of the driveway.
So I'm rolling under that number. Oh, fuck yes. Lynch needs to make a constitution roll. Okay, enjoy dead.
What is
Okay.
all this arcane nonsense? 16d10.
That's so what happens is he has invested magic and actually his health into it. Blood begins to surge down, and he twists his hands to cast a spell. The strength gathers around it, and then he flings them out at Lynch. With his extreme success and her fail, she is flung off Bradley, bodied over the street, and you see her smash through the upper story of the neighbor's windows. There is a scream from inside as this woman is belted by an unconscious blonde. And Bradley, I think it's your turn.
Shoot the house, shoot the house, shoot the house.
All right. So this is round 2 of 9. Already.
Superhero shit.
Shoot the house, shoot the house, shoot the house.
Hawkins is also a wizard. Take him out.
Yeah, I'm gonna scream at Hawkins, do the same thing to the house, as
Okay.
I start shooting it.
All right, so you just swing around and start firing into the house. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the most logical thing to do, which I mean least logical thing when you have red mist.
Yeah. Can you make a power check? Because you've not had great feelings towards Hawkins historically. Okay. I think you can keep it in bay for it's going to be a round by round though, because there is a matter of time before this dude tries to just evaporate you. All right?
Evaporate me?
Well, probably,
But-
or vice versa. You don't know.
My
You don't
monkey-
trust this person, and you're mad. You have
Okay.
to hurt and rip and kill.
My monkey brain is Lid shot Isabella, he shot Lynch. Friend?
We're good. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's tenuous and it's holding. It is holding for now. All right.
All right.
You fire a spray of bullets in the house, but I'll be honest, it is of middling effect, and middling.
That's
I mean,
fine.
close to none. Jams into some of the holes and things. Elsewhere, a monkey. In the room that you're standing in, the crowds begin to gather, appearing out of the fog like they're stepping up from inside. It falls down around them. And they all look up to you, and they're holding their breath, waiting for the next trick in the performance. What do you do?
Is there anything vaguely long and thin and stick-like,
Yeah, hell yeah.
made of wood?
Sure.
I'm gonna start fire dancing.
Hell yeah.
That sounds dangerous. Mate.
Gotta
What
be a
skills
sleight of hand,
closest to? Yeah, sleight of hand works for me. Sleight
I
of
mean,
hand's good.
dexterity. I got dodge if anything goes wrong. I got sleight of hand. What do you want?
I think sleight of hand suits. Go for that.
You may have a point of luck.
Can I have a point? All right. What does fire dancing look like? Question for Art and Monkey, because it sounds awesome, but I don't actually know what that is.
Oh,
I mean,
so
I've gotten
it's
it from
essentially.
context.
Have you ever seen fire twirling?
Yeah. I think so.
It's fire twirling. It is not just the twirling. It is also flips. In my head, Monkey is an acrobat. So Monkey is not only doing fire twirling, they are also doing an acrobatic routine through the twisting. So it just becomes this like fan of fire and tiny human doing impossible like flips and shit. But is also, yeah.
I genuinely have a staff. Problem is, it's packed up. I think in the attic of my parents' place. But it's a big one of these with one at each end that you twirl around.
Oh hell yeah! Can you light it
You
on
can also
fire
get,
now, Jim?
like
And do it?
fans, which are like.
I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
this.
I'm joking. No, I'm joking.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's you can get like fans as well, which create these beautiful arcs. And I think what Monkey is doing is hiding the fact, or like performing the fact that they are still spraying the room with gasoline as they
I like
twirl this, this thing of fire, which I'll light one of the ends if I have the option to do this, unless you just want me to like fire dance but with gasoline, which is also an option.
Bit of A&B. No, I love it. All right, yeah, so you begin to swing it around, dancing about the stage as gasoline goes spewing across the audience, dripping through their spectral forms and splattering on the ground below. As you begin to complete the routine, they stand up and they applaud, and they all begin to slowly fade away and vanish around you. And you can see, while the fog is still there for a time, and I need to roll that, gasoline has begun to spread around the area. Now, Isabella.
Too soon.
I didn't expect to get addressed.
This isn't just any house. And this isn't any old death. Can you please make a power roll for me?
Sure. Okay. Let's see how this goes.
Auspicious place to die.
A success.
There is a tiny fragment of Isabella which is drawn into the home. Sorry, we weren't nice to him. House of Memphis, and you can feel yourself peering through the eaves and watching through the windows, and it's all so strange, and you're barely there, and you still just feel impossible pain. And
Oh, no.
you are not alone. There is a much more powerful presence here than just little old you. It touches every crack and splinter. It's watching the fight unfolding in the doorway, and it's watching the routine being performed in the theater. And behind it, yet further, aeons away, there is a mass of swirling eyes, maws, and darkness that has invaded this home. Can you give me a sanity roll, please?
A success.
Okay. Reading. It's one of the skills. You take 1 point of sanity loss.
Okay.
Which I don't think will apply anything. And you can begin to possibly, maybe, impact stuff. Let's find out. All right, we go back to the top. Lynch is elsewhere. We go to the next, which is Hawkins. He breaks in the. Oh, sorry. What's your dexterity, monkey?
80.
Okay. The savage previously. Hawkins actually he has Dex 85. I guess it's a sleight of hand and magician-y stuff. But I think previously you've been going first, so let's just be consistent.
No, fine. Hawkins can go.
No,
that's cool.
you go.
Okay. Well, I'm a tumble my way out of this room and do what I did before. I'm gonna keep dousing this place in as much gasoline as I can before lighting that fuse.
Okay. Sorry. Yes. Go ahead.
I am focusing on the ground floor because I assume if this goes up enough, the rest of it's going to go up, or if it doesn't, it's going to collapse, and that's really all I give a shit about.
That seems sounds.
Yeah.
So you go bursting through the doors, and the fog which sort of ripples around you stays after that, kind of holding off that space, and it is continuing for a while at least. Say 3 more rounds. Where are you heading? I'll say your gas can's pretty close to depleted as well, given that you've done 2 rounds.
If I'm depleted, I'll go grab another one.
Okay, so
We've
you're
got 4 or 5, I think, so...
Alright, so in that case, you break out and begin to rush off towards the gasoline cans again. Okie dokie. You break out from the theater and into the prop room, gasoline slick over everything, and sprint across the garden towards the gasoline cans. You can hear screaming from across the road, and at the front, I should move Lynch away. Harold Hawkins will act next. You yelled at him to deal with the house, or to do the same again. He summons up. He summons up a portion more of his strength, and then he says, "This time, it's gonna have to die. The whole house needs to come down. I don't know how to kill him, but I can try." And then he will cast the spell once more. He has very little health left. He is going to drain another 5, which is 10. Math.
Quick math.
Gotta do the roll button. Not bad. Alright. You can see, like, blood out his ears, and as he flings out his hands this time, it splinters. He screams, and his arm twists backwards as if struck by a rapidly moving, like, huge boulder or something, and it folds in on itself. As he tries to push the magic forward, it instead crumples his hand, folding it back towards his wrist, and he collapses to the ground, screaming. Unfortunately, no effect. All right. Bradley.
Round 3 of
9.
9. Sorry, I got a dog in the background, so I'm being very quick with my mute button.
Trying to time it. What do you want to try and do?
I guess I'm still angry.
It's not that
Yes.
bad. I wouldn't sweat too much.
All right then.
Is red mist like gasolining the house? Like, is that
That's what I'm
something?
wondering. Can I stretch it to that?
I think that applies for sure.
All right, I'm going to charge in, and as I run through, with any remaining bullets in the Tommy gun, shooting up the walls as I run through the front door, through the rotunda, making a beeline for the gas cans.
Okay. All right. You begin to rush. Can I get you to make another power roll? And this is to resist the blood rage, which demands Hawking's dead, or at least wounded.
Yeah.
Say what you want for the doctor. All right, yeah, no, good.
Yeah,
You
he seems
stand
okay.
over him. He's like crumpled down onto the ground and he's screaming in pain. You step
I
over
kicked him as I go past. If that helps. If that helps me feel better.
Yeah. And you go rushing into the house, just spraying gunfire into the different rooms as you go. You get into the kitchen and you can see Monkey breaking out on the other side. And you guys have... If the intent is to go and get gasoline and bring it back, we will jump forward 2 rounds because that's how long the fog is lasting in this room. And basically, you can check the orbs. There is no presence for the moment. So, Monkey, you dart out and come back. And can I actually get strength checks from both of you? Meanwhile, Isabella, as you're pulled into the eaves and the stairs, curtains, other bits of houses, that other presence that's there is walled off, caged for a moment. And you have an inkling, a mote of control. What's up?
Gosh, a mote of control. Look, you know, as a player, I'm starting to dart around with instinctual, you know, how do I scrape my way out of this one? Start thinking about Bradley's ring. The magic there. Maybe I can try and attune to that. Or if we're talking about jewelry, I like to think that as Isabella collapsed, her hand fell to the wedding ring she wears around her neck, the from her first husband, the only one she ever loved. But she's not that type of person. She accepts her death. But is going to try and help. She's only got a mote of control. She can't do much. But in this house, there is a tiny object the size of a dart covered in absolutely lethal poison. And I would like to will it to rise and slowly begin to drift downstairs.
Hell yes. That's so good. Okay, yeah, you go back. It was already unlocked by Monkey. And you try to get through the mechanism. I am going to need a power roll. And actually, can you go ahead? You succeeded your power earlier. Can you go ahead and reduce your power by... you know what? Just make a power roll. We'll just say it's hard. That's easier.
All right. Not much of a chance of this, but here we go. It's a success.
Far out. Okay. You know what? Because Memphis is currently gated elsewhere, and you're beginning to try it, you like you said, you have very limited control. You're able to sort of pluck it and pull it out of the mechanism and begin to drift it away towards the stairs. You're moving slowly and quietly, and you're trying not to attract the attention of the greater presences in the home. Monkey and Bradley both fail strength rolls, so it's only at the end of the next rounds that you're beginning to come back, each dragging a container up the stairs and into the prop room. Isabella, you have another round. Where are you trying to go?
I like to think that maybe I have a sense of the fact that the presence is caged.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
as I feel it beginning to collapse, I can see my companions trying to burn everything, and I will wait until the last moment when I feel the presence of the cage collapse, and when I know that Memphis's terrible gaze will fall upon my friends. And as he is freed, I'd like to mentally yell, I suppose, "Hey, Memphis!" and make good on my promise and drop the lethal dart on Hawkins.
Okay. All right.
Maybe
you
it
give
kills
me-
Hawkins and that fucks over Memphis.
Oh, no,
Maybe it just distracts him for long enough for my friends to get one more precious round. But that's
All
what I'm
good
going
options.
for.
All right. Can you give me an intimidation roll?
Sure, let's go with that. Intimidate.
And take a bonus dice because you're definitely doing it.
Success and success. And yeah, that's what I got for you.
Okay. You boldly, and some might say foolishly, draw the attention of the far more powerful mind that calls this home. But it's too late for it to act. And Hawkins, as he clutches his broken wrist on the ground, looks up to see the window above, like, swing open, the dart dangle out, and then drop. It impacts him square in the noggin, and you can immediately see black, like, veins begin to pulse out from it. He lets out a spluttering gurgle, and then his eyes roll back and he tumbles down to the ground. Memphis roars with rage, and Isabella, what tiny mote remained, is torn asunder. You are ripped to shreds, and your psyche is cast to the winds. No more. And the corpse lays silent. Monkey and Bradley, you feel the whole house of shake and quiver for a moment, but it seems you have some time to act. What do you do?
Does it seem like the house is coming down?
But we haven't lit it yet.
Seems more anger.
How much have we managed to get? And based on the fact that I've done this before, how much do we think we need?
To be honest, you've done a pretty good job so far. Let me go to here.
It feels like we can get like this half of the first floor up at least.
Let's go to the Roll20 quickly. Yeah, no, that works, so you can kind of see through it. The theater, prop room, and kitchen are all soaked. The sitting room and the dining room might be. That just gives you a good a spread of everything, and then it's just a matter of light it and run.
Okay. Done.
The only risk is that something snuffs out the flames and works against it, but the house is
I have a plan, don't worry.
Okay, all right. Rock it
I
up.
think so. Based on everything that just happened, I'm also aware that nothing untoward happened in the house while that mist was there, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Okay. Where are each of you going?
Dining room.
Okay. You head into the dining room, Bradley?
I think I've still got 5 rounds of red mist left.
You do?
So I think that's just more gasoline. I don't think Bradley's going to stop the gasoline splashing anytime soon.
So you get to the prop room and just throw the canister through the window. It's actually just run back to get more. All right. So the prop
I'm
room's
just
gonna
grabbing
explode.
cans and tossing them everywhere.
Okay. Monkey, you get into the dining room. Long table, bust of Nefertiti on one side, photos framed, some of Ingrid, some of Memphis's divorced ex-wife rather. Windows all around the outside with curtains, and the whole thing is beginning to shake with anger and rage. What do you want to do?
Toss the gasoline everywhere.
Okay. You begin to spread it around the area, and soon the whole room is soaked. Memphis is distracted, for the time at least, by Isabella's actions. So as we go back to the top, Monkey, what would you like to do?
Have we doused pretty much the first floor at this point?
Looks like it. Everything but the sitting room, basically.
Great. I'm gonna I guess if it's sitting room, I'm gonna try and get into the sitting room and douse everything in there. Because
Okay.
unless Bradley has said has gone into the sitting room, I don't know if Uncle Brad's done that.
He's just chucking shit through the prop room. All right. You head back out, walk across the kitchen, and you can feel tension growing, although you do not yet know why. Jamie, what's Monkey see?
Gosh. You walk into the sitting room and Isabella will be lying dead on the ground, bullets torn across her chest, pistol flung out from one hand, and the other hand half like limply holding on to a ring around her neck.
Can you please give me a sanity roll?
Ooh.
Roll
Not a critical, but it
1d6.
is.
Big yikes.
Immense.
Oh!
It's not indefinite because I have 49, but it's
Out of madness.
All right,
Out of
mark it
madness.
and roll an intelligence check.
I think this is appropriate.
I think it might be.
Intelligence?
Ah,
All right, 2d10.
Oh,
Good thing I've still got the
God.
page open. How's that for convenience?
Or
is this the first time all three of us have had a bout in one session?
for 3 rounds.
Yeah, I reckon.
I think we had
Could
it in
be.
one of the in the
No, because I'm pretty sure every time the two of you have gone mad, I haven't. And but
I think someone's always gotten away with it.
amidst the ancient trees. I think we had 3 bouts.
All right,
No,
Max.
because from Missing Ancient Trees, I went mad, you went mad, like Vivian went mad, Thomas went mad, but
I think Stephen did.
Stephen didn't.
Stephen
Stephen was fine.
held
Stephen
on.
was
Like,
just like,
this is the
please
first
stop
time.
trying to murder people.
Well,
Been all
good
three of
news.
us.
Monkey, as you walk into the room and you see Isabella's corpse lying on the ground, gunned down, you know that the last person that saw her alive, they could have done something to stop this, and now you suspect may have even been involved as Bradley. You have paranoia for 3 rounds. You are suspicious of everyone, of everything. They're out to get ya.
Right.
And I've
You wanna
got
do-
4 rounds left of Red Mist.
Oh no!
This is a
So you
recipe
are-
for disaster.
You are out to get him.
So Monkey will look at Isabella and say, always pay what is owed, and is going to empty the gasoline over the whole room, is going to sneak out of the house and set this place on fire with Bradley inside.
Oh, fuck yes!
Because I'm stealthy AF, and and I've been, just to be clear, I think I said I've been fusing things, so all I need to do is go and light a fuse. Oh, and also, I'll get to that. We'll see what happens at that
Okay.
point. But yes, I will sneak, and then I will set when Bradley runs in with a can of gasoline.
We're gonna do a contest, so Monkey, yours is going to be a stealth check, and Bradley, yours is going to be a spot hidden. No bonuses or penalties, because Bradley, while you aren't paranoid, you're always on the hunt for something to kick. So I think you've kind of got your eyes out. You're a little shifty, so go ahead and each of you roll. Oh, no!
Oh!
Alright, Monkey, you creep out.
Monkey is too sneaky.
And begin to make your way around the side of the house as you see Bradley return with another thing of gasoline. Bradley, what do you do?
Still got 4 rounds left, is that right?
Sorry, I wasn't keeping track.
3
You're
rounds? I
doing
think
such a
4
good job of
3 or 4.
counting. Yeah.
3 or 4 rounds, I'm pretty sure.
I feel like for the lols, my thing ends when your thing does. Because I'm pretty sure it's
Basically,
now.
I think it was about the
Basically,
same.
Yeah.
I mean, Red Mist, I'm still gonna just keep grabbing cans and smashing them on the ground and hurling them through windows and hurling them through at picture frames. I'm just like physically trying to destroy this house now.
Yeah. All right.
I can't tell when I'm hurling gas cans and just
Yeah.
like picking up random crap and smashing it.
So, as there's no point doing something by half measures, Memphis has been freed at this point, and you get into the prop room and go to throw one of the things of gasoline scattering inside so that you can burn the whole thing. And it's only after your hand is pushed through that you see the rope looped above the door frame whip down, lash around your arm, and go to yank you inside and up towards the ceiling. So for this thing, I need to make a roll, and I think you do too. So I need to make a POW roll. POW. One moment.
Me pal or your pal?
Me POW first.
Your pal.
Meat pal first.
Me POW. That is actually, he needs a hard for it to get all the way through. So it lashes around you. You're tumbled for a moment, but actually it won't affect you. You're okay. So it sort of wrenches you in towards the door, but then you could free yourself and go to return and get more gasoline. Monkey, you see them beginning to retreat. What do you want to do?
Well, yeah. I'm gonna do two things.
Mm-hmm.
One, I'm gonna get ready to light. On the other hand, I'm gonna take out one of those orbs and I'm gonna whip it into the prop room so Memphis is caught in the prop room where most of the gasoline is.
Okay.
So
I fucking like it. All right. You strike the match, and in the other hand, underarm the orb into the room. It smashes on the other side. Yeah, whip it. It begins to miss, begins to coat the area, and this time you can actually hear a physical scream as two of the boxes splinter open, and there's a face that kind of forms in the shard, pulling out and roaring in anger, pain, and rage. The gasoline's coated the entire area, and Bradley's head whips about as he hears something to murder. You can flick the match, and this whole thing is gonna go up in smoke. All right. Lands on the inside. Bradley has thrown an estimated lot of gasoline into this room, and so there's just a fucking boom as all the windows splinter open, the door's flung off its hinges, and Monkey, who is already legging it away, gets like the kind of thrown with force. Can I get both of you to make Constitution rolls? Monkey with a bonus dice, Bradley with a penalty.
Oh, could have been an 07, but instead it's a 57.
All right.
20, 28, so hard success.
Hard success. Monkey, you're okay. You sprint and you're able to evade the last of the flames. It's sort of dancing and licking at you, and the whole prop room has just been blown completely sky high. The rest of the room is beginning to fire spewing out from underneath it, and Memphis's face, where it emerged, is beginning to bubble and blacken as it screams in anger, rage, and pain. Bradley is not so lucky. He catches the brunt of the explosion and is flung towards the garden, where his head smacks against one of like the stone tables, and fire begins to dance up and around his sides. Bradley, let's do a D6. Let's do a D10. Let's do a D10. D10 feels right.
I got 6 hit points left.
Do you want to, Monkey, you dealt the damage effectively. Why don't you go ahead and roll a D10 for us?
Sure.
Kill dear old uncle.
Oh, Bradley,
How's it go
point
down,
out,
Jackson?
you have your ring as well.
I don't just have a ring. I got a spell.
Ah! Oh, fuck me.
I got a little something called Deflect Harm. Is my red mist so bad that I've forgotten I got a spell?
You can totally do that. I mean, that's what you're trying. There's a couple caveats because you haven't cast it before.
I haven't cast it before, no.
Oh yes. Oh yes. What a way to reveal it.
This could save me, or it could get a whole lot worse.
Okay. So the way this spell works is you deflect harm. So it costs you a 1 or basically X mana points, your MP, and for each point you spent, you can reduce the damage taken by 1, right? However, it also has a sanity cost associated with it, but that won't apply because you're currently in a bout of madness, so you can't lose more. However, the first time you cast a spell, you have to succeed on a power roll. So, the way this typically works is it's sort of like it's like a barrier which you can form, but I'd like to hear how Bradley would set the scene and then make the roll.
All right. I guess like as he realizes this room is about to explode all around him, he kind of quickly makes the hand gestures and draws the sigils in the air, and then just like balls up, sprints toward the window and balls up like a cannonball, hoping that like the shield forms around him and just propels him through the window and out to safety.
Fucking phenomenal. So I stand corrected. It's a hard power roll that you need for the first one. But that
wasn't part of the deal.
It wasn't. It's a fun bonus.
All right. Well, here we go.
Oh, fucking hell, dude!
I can't believe it.
He's a wizard.
Oh my gosh!
He's a bona fide wizard.
I had the power all along. It was inside me all along.
Oh,
That was incredible.
Well,
Okay,
all
Bradley,
right.
how's it go down? I leave it in your hands, sir.
Take 8 magic points, and I
I'll
don't
have
think
them.
I'll take any damage from that at all, please, and thank you.
Well done. You can
Outstanding,
mark that spell
like a
as learned,
cannonball.
and you can now cast it.
Excellent.
So, Monkey, you like do the leap in the bushes. The flames explode. The building begins to collapse. Memphis inside screams. Then you see Bradley, thrown by the fire, has almost whipped the inferno into like a small sphere of flame and then doused it under his own jacket as he goes tumbling into the air, splashing over the fountain, and then pretty much sticking the landing too. His boots skid into the mud, his knee scrapes along the ground for a bit, but then he stands up. You can still see fury in his eyes, but after a moment, it will fade. The two
I
of
like
you
to think you landed in the same bush.
eventually come back to your senses as the fire breaks down the building. There's screaming all around you, and people are flooding out onto the streets in nightgowns and dressing robes. One person's got Josephine Lynch. They've dragged her out and onto the ground as paramedics rush up. James, you'll be pleased to know that needle you dropped did not kill Hawkins. It's a strong hallucinogen, but the fire definitely did. So he too will perish. The house begins to collapse, and as the police arrive on the scene, you can see Inspector Joe Edwards step out. This probably isn't exactly how he thought it was going down, but he peers around looking
He
to see
knew
if there's
something
anyone
was going
else.
to go down.
Did
Exactly.
Josephine Lynch survive her projectiling?
I don't think she did. We'll see if the paramedics maybe had a chance, but she got pretty successfully yoked. The two of you, I guess, what do you do? Isabella's body was not immediately incinerated, but will have basically burned as the fire
Viking
continues.
funeral.
Metal.
I'm out.
You out? Bradley?
Get out. I'm just
I
going.
guess we'll bounce, yeah.
Alright.
Fade into the night.
You make your way back to the car. Still a few canisters of gasoline in the back. And you drive very slowly past the oncoming police vehicles so as not to draw attention. You can't keep getting away with this. But
We
you're
haven't.
owed a couple favors by a fairly powerful person now. Technically 3, and there's only 2 of you, so that's a gimme. And you can make your way out and away into the night.
I'm gonna say, as we get, like, are we anywhere near, like, a river, or do we go over a bridge or something like that?
Mhm.
I'm gonna, like, get Uncle Brad. Oh, whoever's driving. I guess. I don't know who's driving.
Yeah, I think you drove last time. Isabella wasn't driving.
Alright, actually, no. I think we just drive back to, Grandma's house. Probably ditching those cans of gasoline, like, off the side of a bridge as we go.
Good
I
call.
should think. And, yeah. Get back.
You get back to the house and you left, sort of sprinkling alibis around and things. You left sort of just a bit after dinner. You didn't actually have a chance to eat, so your grandmother left plates out for you for when you got back, so you wouldn't be hungry. And as you go inside to the dining room, there's 3 plates set out, little helping of food for each of you. But one of you hasn't come home.
I have a thought. I would like to enter the house, ignoring Monkey, and stride straight up to my study, close and lock the door, and look down at these hands that suddenly, imbued with power I didn't really fully understand that I had. I'm gonna turn to another spell that I pulled from the Time Wizard's book. And I don't know what a temporal fractal entity is, but I understand that it materializes out of, the fabric of time. I want to find out if it can bring Isabella back from the past.
Holy shit.
I'll let you think about that if I need some downtime to make that happen. But I have Contact the Master of Time,
which is actually the more... So the creature you can summon and bind, it's just not dumb beast, but it's
a ball of glowing light that I can tell to do stuff.
And why go to the employee when you can go straight to the boss?
Then I will contact the Master of Time and demand that they bring Isabella back.
Make a Monkey. So you hear Bradley go upstairs, and there's a bit of like, okay, need space. And then you hear quiet chanting.
Monkey is going to pull Isabella's gun and put it on the table. He's going to leave the house, go to the large white oak tree in the front garden, scale it, and then he's going to pull Isabella's ring. So I'm just going to assume that Monkey has just lifted the... Yeah. I'm assuming I didn't need a roll for that.
No, that's right.
And it's going to look at it and say, really hope Uncle Brad knows what he's doing.
Hell
I'd like you to come back, please. And I'm going to slip it onto my finger and just kind of sit and watch the house. Mainly because I'd like to not be inside it if it explodes.
Okay. Inside, Bradley, how does your ritual go? Do you get little candles?
All right.
What's it look like?
Yeah, candles and mirrors, I believe, but mostly just darkness and quiet. I kind of, probably do it in the dark. Like cut out any lights so that I don't see the present. I can only see the past and what could be the future.
Hell yeah. All right. I need you to make a hard power roll. This takes time. It takes about a few minutes.
1d6 plus 4 rounds, yeah.
That's it. You will also reduce your power permanently by 5.
And then I have to make a hard after I've decreased it.
Yes.
Yikes. All right, so just got to roll 27.
Do you have anything you could offer me to get a bonus dice? Something you're willing to sacrifice?
Yeah.
Some extreme you're willing to go to?
I think we said that the Blackwood family ring was elsewhere. But if I can get it tonight,
Your mother could have been holding on to it.
yeah,
She needed a little luck.
I reckon so. I'm gonna
Alright.
sneak into Mama Harriet's room, take the Blackwood family ring that has served our family for generations. Well, not our family, cousin's family, but we've got it now.
It's yours now. Yeah.
That's just fine.
And if I can take it and squeeze any mythos juice out of it to help this work, then that's what I'm gonna do.
All right. You place the ring in the center, and as part of your ritual, you're basically offering up this artifact. And it is a potent artifact to get the attention of something beyond your realm. Go ahead and make that power test. You will take a bonus dice, and whether you succeed or fail, that ring is gone skis.
I didn't even need the bonus
You are
die.
a gun, mate.
Wait,
You are
if
a
he doesn't use the
gun.
bonus die, does he not have to burn the ring?
I didn't need the bonus die, Dave.
Take the bonus dice if you get an extreme. Otherwise, it's gone. It's already committed.
Can you luck it to an extreme?
He has no luck.
Take the bonus
I
dice.
got
Take the
4
bonus
points
dice.
of luck.
Which is exactly enough to get an
Roll the
extreme.
bonus dice. Roll the bonus dice. See if you get it.
There you go. Are you amused?
used maybe
I'm gonna give you my last 4 points of luck, bringing me down to 0 luck to make this an extreme. I'm not
Extreme
talking to the
success.
master of time. I'm talking to the master of time's manager.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh, wow. The true wizard. Wait, you never get to see these moments in Call of Cthulhu. Whenever they do, no one gets an extreme success on it. I love this.
4 points of luck, exactly what I needed.
So, you place down the bait and you begin to cast the spell. This is a spell that you learned in the previous scenario, the code, where a woman whose name does not come to me immediately basically goes into a mantra.
Eve Pierce.
Evelyn Pierce, thank you. Goes into a mantra to contact a greater being and take its knowledge. First of all, you increase your Cthulhu mythos by 5 points. And secondly,
Gladly.
what happens is your eyes close and there's velvety darkness that smothers your sight and then your other senses. You can see a pinprick of what isn't light, but is instead some sort of mimetic thought, which you call, whispering its attention towards you. And slowly, something deep, beyond space, beyond the planes, shifts to gaze at you. It's innumerable, evolving, spawning, and dying globes of fetid light that blister and bubble, folding in on themselves and popping anew. You are tiny in his presence. There is no measure I can apply to this that can make the comparison. You are nothing. You are beyond nothing, and you do not have this thing's attention. You have past its gaze where it happens to be looking. What would you dare to say, to think, to ask of this boundless creature?
Literal psychologist to the stars.
Oh my god!
Just to reach back 2 hours and allow this tiny speck to pull another tiny speck back towards me. That's not much. That's what I will. That's what I think. Just gonna scooch right past you here just to grab my cousin.
You feel waves of sickness and revulsion as your physical body struggles to comprehend what it's gazing at, even what it's asking. Then you see, as you peer through your own home, Isabella, Monkey, and Bradley heading to the door and preparing to leave, to go and burn down the House of Memphis. Isabella gets to like the carriage, the automobile, and stops as you have no effect here. And then she turns and she looks at your invisible and omnipotent presence. And then she folds in two, thin enough to slip between the sides of time, drops down through the blades of grass and leaves, past the worms and the bugs, and just vanishes, gone. When you reopen your eyes in the present, seated across from you on the floor is Isabella Watch. But there is no possible way that she has gone through this unchanged. What do you say?
So, how are you feeling?
Wow. I think, Dave, I think I need some time to think about how I respond to this. I think I want to smash cut right there.
All right.
I think I need a hot minute.
Yeah, I hate. As soon as you were like, "How are you feeling?" I was like, "And scene."
Far out. Well, that was some wizard nonsense. We
That
thought the
was-
wizards were wizards, but the psychologists were wizards.
It's
Hell
true.
yes.
It's true.
Those were some insane rolls this whole session. Just
That was,
extremes
yeah.
in one direction or the other. We had, you guys got away with way too much in that house, persuading Memphis to let you just creep around a little bit longer. Then it all went ass up, immediate death, come back, killing one
my
another,
God.
burn down the house, cast some more spells, cast another couple spells. That was pretty sweet.
We had a good time.
And of course,
We have fun here.
the natural next step is to go golfing in Scotland, which is the
Oh my
next
god,
scenario.
quick question. Does anyone here have a sweater vest? Because I'm gonna need one.
Oh,
Is that gonna need a
Hell
sweater
yeah.
vest?
All right, that was.
You know, I had a bit that I was gonna do, and I feel like I should say it before it before the moment is gone. I was gonna do it's like a final epilogue moment. I didn't actually have a name for Isabella's first husband, her true love. But I was gonna do as a joke, inlaid on the inside of the ring, is Izzy Hart James or something like that. Just because I created the
That's cute.
character, so whatever.
That's cute.
But I think it would be cool if as Monkey is like standing. Sorry, you could be standing. at the top of the tree, but as they're there, like the ring grows ice cold, and like a fissure appears, like cracking right through Isabel's name or something. Be cool.
I see no reason why that can't still occur, because
Yeah.
Isabella is and should be dead. What is happening here is a corruption, a dark use of magic, and should not go unpunished. Not to mention, this is not the first but the second time the three of you have skirted with time travel, and there are forces at play that will demand retribution. So yeah, James will have a chat. We'll see what goes on with Isabella, because nothing good can come of this. But that is a story for another time. So thank you guys so much for playing. Thank you everyone for watching. That was mental. We will be back next week as we jump into the 19th hole and we go overseas. We're going to Scotland for a bit of golfing. So that should be a lot of fun. We hope to see you then. Also, before I forget, next week we're hosting a special game with a group of like folks which we pulled together. I know Becca Scott, London Carlisle, and two others which I don't have directly in front of me. And they're going to be on the stream next Tuesday at 6 p.m. East Coast, 8 p.m. West Coast. That might be the other way around. Anyway, this sort of time period on Tuesday, in America time, Wednesday for us. So hop in for that. Otherwise, we'll see you next week and, rock and roll. Thanks, guys. See you later.
Thank you, Dave.
Huh.